right. Okay. Wait for some people to come on. Oh, got 3 people watching so far. All right. So I start talking. Hey, what's going on, everyone that's out there watching? Hope you all doing well today. Haven't seen everybody in a while. Hey, Silks, how you doing? Annette B, how you doing, love? Thank you all for coming. Waiting for some more people to show up. Man, it's a lot going on in the world today. I'm about to find out what I'm talking about. I mean, man, what happened in Northern California yesterday at the Garlic Festival? Man, that's sad. They said that like 4 people lost their lives, and I think the majority of them were children or something. I mean, what? This is just a wild and crazy time we're living in. Living in some wild and crazy times, but this is not the time to be sitting there speculating and talk about what we think happened. We just need to do more praying. It needs to be more praying. Other than that, though, how you doing, Silks and Annette? What y'all up to today? Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you, Silks. A lot of lies, too. A whole lot of lies. But yeah, I mean, we just live in a depraved and demonic society. We have a depraved and demonic society where folks can just go up in festivals and just start opening fire on innocent people. Hey, Pastor Jack, how you doing, brother? Welcome, man. I'm glad you made it here. Could use some more of a godly presence. That's what it's all about. And in addition to talk about black issues, like I said, like I always say in my videos, I always make it an effort to really put my faith out there. Faith as a man of God and all that, and really show what the love of Christ is all about. Because I think a lot of us, in all our talking, many of us forget to show the love of Christ. We talk about the message, the gospel of Christ, but very rarely do many of us show the love of Him. And that's important also. People don't always want to hear what they're doing wrong, don't want to always be judged and stuff. I think if we do more praying and stuff like that, I think more people will be drawn. Okay, Silks. I know, I hear you. I understand. But yeah, that's one of the things I just wanted to hit on. So my condolences and prayers are with the families of the victims of those that were shot and lost their lives in Gilroy, California. That's where the Garlic Festival was yesterday. But yeah, let's see what else I wanted to touch on. So I wanted to I had a conversation sometime recently with a coworker, and he told me some things that happened to him at work, which I don't think was right, and which brought me to this topic of what happens when your job or your employer as loyal as you think they should be. I mean, I recently did a stream on you are not you're more than what your employers say you are more than that. And I guess you can say that's kind of like maybe this is like, I don't know, a part two. Some may think of it like that, but job loyalty, when I say job loyalty, I'm talking about when your bosses don't seem to be standing ready to defend you when something goes awry. So a situation happened where he was practically thrown under the bus. He was accused of something, and it's like the supervisors were questioning him and asking him, well, what really happened and stuff like that, but doing it in a way to where they didn't believe him. And when he explained to them what happened, but they still wanted to manage to put the blame back on him. And you know, I understand that situation altogether because I had a similar situation like that happen to me. It's like I work for you, and then something happens to where my name gets drugged through the ringer, or I'm accused of something, and you mean to tell me you don't come to defend me? You want to talk crazy to me? Even go to the extent of even writing me up? I mean, what kind of business is that? Yeah, Ned, I mean, seriously, wow. I mean, and I agree. I mean, you're supposed to, I believe that as an employee of someone, that the boss should have, or the owner of the company should have your back. Now, unless you just did something just altogether reprehensible that deserves some kind of punishment, that's different. But when you're accused of something and then they don't come to your defense. Matter of fact, Silks, man, I wish you could hear me, Silks, because this is right up your alley as well. But when you have a situation like that to where the bosses and whoever you work for don't come to your defense, it's almost like you're a man without a country. So it's like, if you don't believe me, then okay, well, I guess I'm just up the creek without a paddle. So anyway, he gets written up. Matter of fact, thank you, Annette. It's like he gets written up, and it's like the contractor that the company is working for, they seem to have had more loyalty than the actual company. They had more loyalty. I'm talking about the contractor that that the co-workers working for. And that's interesting because they were more concerned, they were legitimately concerned about him. And when they asked him what was wrong, he told them. So he called the supervisors, which of course it came back on him because they thought, oh, he's brown-nosing and kissing up to the client, which isn't the case because the client actually asked him what was wrong with him. But I don't like being put in that position. I don't like being put in a position to where if something is said about me or against me, I expect you to come to my defense. I expect you to come to my aid and get me out of the situation and not compound the situation and make it worse. At least that's the way I think it should be. But apparently things don't always work out that way, and it's not right. So what's the purpose of working for someone if they don't have your back? It's one of the main reasons why I'm always stressing entrepreneurship. Black entrepreneurship is something I'm going to continue to stress. I'm going to continue to believe in it. Entrepreneurship is the backbone of America. I mean, most of these companies, a lot of these companies that are in existence, they started out small. And I'm not necessarily saying I want them to go really big. Actually, I love the small mom and pops. I love the small company, the small mom and pop franchise stores, because they don't have the stench of corporate. They don't have that rule, the certain rules that a major conglomerate has. So yeah, I mean, that's just the things that I'm wanting to speak on too. And speaking of small businesses, mine is almost up and running. I'm so excited. I mean, I am so excited. I mean, to be able to do something and charge to be able to do something to restore yourself financially and to be able to help others, that means a lot to me. That means so much. I mean, that's something that thank you, Annette. That's something I've always wanted to do. I mean, and it's not about just going out there and just being filthy rich, even though I don't find anything wrong with it. But to have financial freedom, in my opinion, is freedom. To be able to do things when you want to do them, to be able to travel or something when you want to travel, buy what you want to buy, or put something down towards something. To me, that means a lot. Because when you don't have anything financially, it's almost as if you're in prison. I hope I'm making some sense, because I feel like I'm not. I'm really, one of the things I'm definitely wanting to work on is my oration skills. Sometimes I forget words. Sometimes I stumble over things I'm trying to say, but I'm thankful though that I still have people come and listen to me anyway, regardless of the fact that I'm tripping over my own words. But yeah, other than that though, how's everybody else doing today? I mean, what's everyone's day like today? How you doing in that? Yeah, I see some other people will come in. How's everyone else's day doing? Hey Monique, how you doing? And everybody, if you don't know each other in here, get to know each other. Everyone say hello to everybody. Support everybody. Oh, I'm well, Monique. I'm well, thank you. Yeah, everybody support one another. I don't mind people supporting one another. I don't mind people getting to see each other and stuff. I mean, that's what this is all about. So, man, they all, after August 1st, so we're not going to be able to have Google Hangouts and stuff anymore. But as I mentioned last night, I did an upload last night. So, Information Man was talking about an app called Zoom. And from what I understand, I read up a little bit on it myself. If you want to do panels, You can get up to about 100 people on your panel. I'm like, that's insane. Man, 100 people on a panel at one time? Are you serious? I mean, getting 10 people on a panel, that in itself is a what's the word I'm looking for? An exercise in futility. You want to mess around and try to get 100 people on one panel? Wow. I mean, personally, I like Google Hangouts. I really wish they didn't have to take it away, but that's Google for you, so. But yeah. There's also other options such as OBS. I've been thinking about one day trying out the OBS and seeing how it works. I mean, technology is very interesting. Technology is, it really helps assist us in our life. I think technology should be used in that. I mean, technology should be used to better and improve your life, and not to be a detriment to it. I mean, like I was saying before, what you do with technology is really up to you. You know, technology is not the issue here. Technology is not the problem. It's the people behind the technology that's the problem. It's like if you get on social media and you air out all your dirty laundry in your business, whose fault is that? I mean, people wanting to sue Facebook and whatever and stuff. No, it's not Facebook's fault that you decided to act a complete fool. So, but yeah, I mean, YouTube is not a bad platform. I mean, yeah, at times it can get nerve-wracking, but YouTube is not really necessarily in itself a bad platform. Now, do I also believe in supporting the other options we have out there? Of course I do. By all means, support Black Junction, Black Spot, and Black Avenger, all these other platforms. I mean, I do. I will. But at the same time, don't necessarily leave YouTube in droves either. YouTube is, like I said, is actually a pretty good platform. You can really do some things on YouTube that you could get yourself out there. And YouTube is really advancing. Man, YouTube is set up to where people can make TV shows on YouTube. YouTube's got its own channel where people are coming on there. They have programs. I mean, sometimes people get discovered on YouTube. YouTube is like a stepping stone for some people. So yeah, I would strongly advise to continue to check out YouTube and continue to stay with it, because it's not a bad platform. I was also checking out a little bit of the situation with Nicole Murphy and Antoine Fuqua. So here's my stand on that. She says that they were friends. It's a family thing. My thing is this: is they should have exercised a little bit more wisdom with how that would be perceived. Knowing that you're in a profession where image is everything, people could mistake that image and what you're doing any other kind of way for something that is not even really. I mean, people are not exactly the smartest, and in this day and age, you got people who are with the drama, who want to see some kind of scandal, who want to see, they want to have a reason. They want to have a reason to slander somebody. They want to have a reason to go off and just gossip about someone, because that's the type of society we live in. We live in a society that is very cold and heartless, and any little thing is a trigger. So I wouldn't advise them to have that kiss, where they did, to where all those cameras and stuff was there. Because the one thing about cell phone technology is that basically people are their own little paparazzis. And living in this world star generation, this society that we live in, where anything could be broadcast within seconds, it's good. It's good to be careful. Be wise with what you do. I mean, there's a scripture in the Bible that says to be sober, to be vigilant, for your adversary, the devil, stalks about as a roaring lion seeking whom he may devour. That's so true. That is so true. We have to always be careful out here on these platforms. We have to watch everything we do. I mean, that is a biblical principle, to always be alert, to always be mindful of what you do. Because, and like I said, any little thing you do, they will take that and run with it. They will tear you apart with just, they'll tear you apart with a perception of an image. What someone says that you did, even if you didn't, they'll still go after you. Even if they thought you did something, people will go after you. Because this is the type of day and age that we live in. We live in a society where people don't want to hear the facts. They don't want to hear the truth about something. They want to run with lies. They want to run with scandal. They want to run with anything that's going to get them views. And then another thing too they like to do, they like to use people's footage and videos to, hey, how you doing? Wonderful, excellent. Thanks for coming through. Get to meeting people. Everyone, this is wonderful, excellent. Everyone, say hello. Say hello to everyone. Wonderful. Thank you for coming through. Appreciate it. Well, yeah, what I was saying, that people will use your content and to slander you with, to beat you up with. I mean, people just have no morals, and they will do anything to get more views. They get clickbait at your expense, because folks just don't care. Folks do not care at all. And once again, anything that you do could be broadcast within a matter of seconds. It only takes one little thing out of place and out of order for someone to say you did something. Now me, I'm not one of these drama channels. I'm not one of these black women bashing channels. That's something I refuse to do. I've made this perfectly clear, and I made this made it publicly known that I love black women. That's not to say that I hate everyone else, but I love black women, and I love black people, and I definitely love black women. And I'm not going to let up off how I feel, because it's time out for that. I mean, it's just so much going on in our community. And instead of embracing each other as a community, when we already got enough going against us, we continue to perpetuate and spread the narrative that we are just a shiftless, ruthless people. Some of us continue to make these images, put these images out there that the narrative wants to swing our way. Now, I believe that the pendulum's going to swing, but at the same time, I really wish that we would wake up. I thank God that a number of us are waking up, but more and more of us need to wake up, because all we got is us. And I believe that there's situations that will arise that are going to have to, unfortunately, make us as people learn to get along with each other. I mean, I don't want to have to be made to do something. I mean, when something is gone awry, as black people, why do we have to be made to get along with one another? Why do we have to be made to love each other? Why do situations have to happen like that? to where where someone has to force us to come together. You would think that with the present administration we have in the White House, that we will be coming together in droves, but it's not happening. How you doing, Dolly? You're welcome, Dolly. You're welcome. But yeah, I mean, with this present administration that we have in the White House, don't you think it would be wise for us to come together, for us to look out for one another? I mean, I think it is. But no, some of us just are still selfish. Some of us are still out there with this mentality, this attitude, like, well, it didn't happen to me. It's not me. But that's just the thing. It shouldn't have to happen to you in order for you to get involved and get in this fight. See, the problem, another thing with us as a people, is that we are too reactive. We are not proactive enough. We are very reactive to something. Instead of preparing for something before it happens, we wait for something to happen, and then we get up in arms, want to go protest, and then when it's all said and done, when the hoopla of it dies down, a lot of us go back to doing the same thing we was doing before until the next thing breaks out. I mean, why does it take police shootings and us down the street for us to get involved? And it's not about just these police shootings too. I'm also getting on some of us. I mean, it's enough of this going on in the black sector of black men, some black men making videos demeaning black women. You got black women demeaning black men. I mean, I'm so sick and tired of that stuff. These gender wars and stuff have got to stop. Have got to stop. I mean, and I know I've said this before. I mean, I know I have. I feel like a broken record. I know I have said this before several times. I really don't want to go into it, but that's the thing. Stuff like this keeps happening. I mean, I wish I didn't have to talk about stuff, but when stuff like that, but when it constantly keeps on happening before you, what more can you do? And I don't want to ruin no one's day. I like to talk about upbeat, positive things. But thanks everyone for coming in. Let's see, who all we got? Got new people coming in. Got Dolly, Annette B. Got Wonderful, Excellent. Hey guys, yeah, I mean, I have it in the link. Definitely support me. PayPal.me/TheRealAaronCollins. I believe that as content creators, we should be able to support each other financially. I think we should be able to help each other like that. I think that's what we should do. And you know, I want us to all grow. I want us to all be able to have the things that we want. I want to be able to. I eventually want to stop using this phone and get a nice laptop so I could come on and do some more positive streams and things like that. More positive streams, get some better camera equipment. It's gonna happen though. It's gonna happen. But one of the things that I like to talk about also, this is something else, is that we always neglect, is our health. You know, black people, we are some of a lot of us are not very healthy. And it has a lot to do with the things that we eat, the things we put in our body. And the fact that this society that we live in, it's a stressful existence. But it's all been designed that way for us to die prematurely. But as a man of faith, I believe that God is in control of everything. See, He is the author and the finisher of me. He is over my comings and goings. He's the author and the finisher of my faith. God above determines what happens to me in the society. And that's the one thing I think we need to go back to, is our spirituality, is to go back to faith in the Most High. But yeah, we definitely need to work on our health too. Exercising more, working out. Now, one thing I do also a lot is I do a lot of walking. I do plenty of walking. I mean, I'm surprised at the distances I can walk. I have some pretty strong legs and feet. Next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go back to the gym, lift some weights and stuff like that. Get toned. You know, that's important also. You know, get my strength back up and running. Get my wind. Wouldn't that be nice? I mean, we need to be healthy as a people. We we need to work on our mental health as well. The one thing that's very rampant in the black community is mental health. But it's something that we don't want to talk about. It's something that we ignore because of the stigma attached to it. But mental health is the elephant in the room in the black community that we just don't want to talk about for fear of being labeled, oh, this person is crazy. Let me say something. If a person has to deal with a racist society that's constantly invested in their extinction and demise, and in the demise of their generations after them, yeah, I think that would make you a little bit crazy, especially when you have to deal with a system that's just does not benefit and designed for you. That's not designed for you to succeed in life. I mean, that's just what's up. That's just what's up. You're dealing with a society that's just hell bent on your destruction, and yet some of us want to marry into this society, want to be part of their mainstream life. I mean, this should be in something that people listen to. You go out of your way. Once again, I'm not saying there's nothing wrong being friends with people. We have friends. What I'm saying though is for those who purposely and actively go out of their way to be a part of the society, thinking that's because you made it to a certain financial status, you live in a certain neighborhood, automatically, or you drive a certain car, that automatically makes you think that you got some kind of pass. The way they see it is that you're still not one of them. Just because you have these things, and there's nothing wrong with having these things, you have the status, and there's nothing wrong with having status, you are still not one of them. When you look in the mirror, that is something you can't take off. Now, you can change your accent, you can change your demeanor, but the one thing you cannot change is this right here. You will always have this. You will continue to have this. And every time you look in the mirror, it is a reminder of what you are. Once again, I say, there is nothing wrong with having friends of a different culture. Nothing wrong with that, because I have some. But I know who I am as a black man in society. More importantly, I know who I am as a black man in Christ. And no, I have not turned my back on my community. Now, I do have enough sense to realize, though, now let's just get real, because I am a realist. I do have enough sense to realize that you shouldn't purposely want certain environments either, because of the risks associated with them. So I get that too. See, some of us have it twisted to think that, well, man, shoot, You love black people. Well, you should live around the black community. Well, not that I got anything wrong with it, but a lot of our communities are so run down and filled with a lot of crime and unfortunately and a lot of issues. I believe that certain areas you shouldn't be because, especially for those with families to raise, I think you should move out of some. And I do believe once you reach a certain plateau, you reach a certain level. Yeah, I think you should be wanting to move to higher ground. But yeah, still don't forget where you came from. That's the way I feel for black people who move out of the black community. If you move for better things, okay, that's different. Just don't forget about us. If you have that attitude, if you have that mentality that you want to still give back, I'm good with that. I'm good with that. So I was just another thing too. I found out today that I thought this was true. I thought he did, but found out that after Nipsey Hussle, he after all didn't necessarily own that strip or the marathon store. It was actually owned by someone else. Maybe he was just leasing it. And I'm seeing that. I mean, I love Nip and all. But I find out that, man, Nip, I think he was having some problems financially. And I kind of understand because I think Nip was trying to do too many things at once. He was trying to really bridge some gaps. I think that's what happened. I think what happened with Nip is that Nip was reaching out to a community that wasn't necessarily trying to reach back to him. So I get what I've heard a few people say, like Master P. I get what they say, that everyone's giving Nipsey all these accolades and stuff now that he's gone. But how come you didn't get these same accolades when he was alive? That's a powerful statement, though. It's like, give me, I mean, Master P said it best. You give me my flowers while I'm still alive and can smell them. Don't shower me with all kinds of compliments and stuff now that I'm gone, no longer here on earth. Because a lot of people criticize and condemn what happened to him, what they were doing for him posthumously at the BET Awards. And even though it was a great ceremony, I like the tribute they gave to Nip, but I do understand what people were saying, though. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, even at the Grammy Awards, when they were supposed to be nominating him, they were big up in Cardi B, which was completely disrespectful. Nipsey didn't get the congrats that he deserved for Victory Lap at the Grammys, because you know what, they got all kinds of people. They got stuff. Everyone is so into Cardi B and stuff, and I'm like, I get it. You like who you like. But this is one thing I said before, like, let's forget about Nip being a rapper. Let's forget about him being an ex-gang member. Let's look at the things he was trying to do in his community. I see the things he was trying to do in the community. Matter of fact, I started paying attention to what he was doing before, unfortunately, what happened to him. And I heard that the police have been watching that area where his store was anyway, because of possible gang activity that's going on around there. And then also, Nip's birthday is coming up, so the police are anticipating sending a very strong presence there to his store, because there's going to be a lot of people there standing around his store, just commemorating and paying tribute to him. And that's the unfortunate thing about a lot of times about our communities. But you got some people in our community that are very ignorant and don't want peace. They want to use it as an excuse, as an opportunity to run amok. and just keep stuff going. I hate that. I hate that about some of us. You see something going on peacefully, and you just want a reason to just go act a damn fool. People like that should be excommunicated from the community, because folks like that are no good for us. We don't need those type of people. And that doesn't just go for the coons, but that goes for anyone else that's black who's not trying to better the black community. If you don't like the community, then just leave. I mean, some people really just don't want peace. They want chaos. And I guess that's why some of these people get on YouTube where they have an opportunity to berate folks and to just talk about people. I mean, I don't know why folks just can't learn to love one another and get along. I mean, just last night I was walking down the street. I was just walking down the boulevard, and I saw some brothers with some nice cars. I had the cars fixed up, and I spoke to them. I said, "Hey, you have some nice cars." And they thanked me. And I said to one of them, that's the thing that we don't do enough as black men. We don't celebrate each other enough. I'm on black men because, and it's not to exclude black women, but there's a reason why I'm on black men, because black men, it's like the self-hate among us is just so strong that if we see each other, we see one with something, we start instantly hating. I mean, hating on them for no reason. I mean, any chance I get, I try to always uplift black men. And I uplift black women, that's just automatic for me. But when I try to, I try to uplift black men. I really do. I said that they had some nice cars, gave them a fist bump, and kept it moving. Because, I mean, right after I told them we don't celebrate each other enough. We always mugging each other. We always trying to take from one another. And for what? I mean, I'm sure if he could get it, I can get it too. I mean, what? See, that's the thing that a lot of us don't realize, that if they can get it, you can also. What's the issue here? What is that you think, some kind of talent that he's got, that you think you can't get it also? I mean, why do we? It's part of that Willie Lynch syndrome of self-hate. It was all by design. To hate each other and to love everything about them. We need to reverse that. We need to reverse that stigma. We need to go back to, I guess in this case, I guess this is where the term B1 would come in. Yeah, we should love each other first before we go out and start trying to help others. So that's one reason why I'm big on ADOS also. ADOS. Yeah, I do believe in ADOS. So yeah, cut the check. We do need it. I mean, you sat there and helped everyone else's civilization. You helped all these other cultures get ahead. You helped build their societies and gave them their reparations. Well, yeah, we do want ours. And yeah, I do believe in ADOS. I do believe that we should get reparations. Yep, sure do. And for all of those out there that are among us who don't think we deserve nothing financially, shame on you. If you don't want it, fine. Step aside and let someone who does need it get theirs. And I want to mention this also, is that people are just too mouthy. Talk about, well, he ain't gonna do nothing but buy a bunch of cars. Okay, well, so what? If that's his money to do that with. If that's what he wants to do, then let him. How is that affecting you, what someone else does with their money? Explain that to me. I don't get off in a person's business. I may not necessarily agree with what they're doing, but I'm not going to sit there and tell them not to do it. Because if they're dead set on doing what it is they want to do, then hey, do it. As long as that person is happy, as long as that individual is not hurting somebody, hey, go for what you know. If you like it, I love it. I mean, it's just too much people worried about the wrong thing out here. We a bunch of grown men. I do enough of worrying about myself. I do a whole lot of soul searching. Y'all, it's a whole lot of things about myself that I'm not proud of at all. It's a whole lot of things about me that I'm just really trying to change. I mean, I tell people this all the time. I'm a work in progress. I'm under construction. And I'm convinced that, you know what, as long as we're on the planet Earth, we're not going to be 100% whatever. I think that only is going to happen when Christ comes back to get us. Only then, and only till then, will we be 100%. But right now, while we're walking on this very flawed planet and this very extremely wicked, corrupt society, we ain't gonna be at 100. But that's okay though, because you know what? I look at it as all an opportunity to continue to improve. I mean, that's why they got erasers on the back of pencils. Because that way, if you make a mistake, you can erase it and start all over again. And that's what I think the love of Christ is all about. You make a mistake, you can repent, ask for forgiveness, and start all over again. His love is the eraser. Y'all, I'm about to start preaching. I know I ain't trying to have church and all, but when I get passionate about something, I just start to talking and just going in, because that's how deeply committed I am. That's just how serious I am. It's a whole lot of things that I want to do support us, and that's why I believe having finances is an important part of that. In order to do something major, you do have to have some kind of finances, and I believe in supporting us. I do believe in supporting us a lot. That's not to say I'm not going to support everyone else, but I'm definitely going to support us as well. But yeah, we don't embrace each other enough. We don't celebrate each other enough. I thought that was something else too. It's kind of funny. But maybe somebody could, what's up, Cool Gent? My brother Cool Gent, how you doing? I'm glad to see you, man. But this is a question I have. Have you ever seen people go into the club, right? Just going to a club. You would think they'd be going there to have fun. You think they'd be going there to enjoy themselves. I've seen some people going into clubs that just have, and I know I'm one to talk because I don't really smile enough myself, and I do seem like I frown a lot. But man, I've seen people going up in clubs that seem like they just mad at the world. I mean, it's like, damn, who pissed in your cornflakes? I thought you coming out to enjoy yourself. You about to go in the club. Shouldn't you be a little bit happier? I don't know. I mean, I'm just saying. You know, some people, it's like they are just ready to tear the head off of a grizzly bear, looks like. Male and female. But that's just I don't know, it's just an observation I had. That's all. Let's see, what else can we talk about here? I do like to talk about the black dollar a little bit more. Going to expound on that just a little bit more. The black dollar is probably the most important thing we have. The black dollar circulates around the black community maybe once before it leaves. We are the biggest consumers in society. We account for about maybe to $1 billion to $1 trillion in spending power. and none of it stays in the community? How is it that we are the biggest consumers, but yet we own nothing, and our communities are shot to hell? There is something very wrong with that, and it's a majorly big disparity in that. I'm just saying. We put more people's children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, great-great-grandchildren to college. We pay their mortgages. We do all sorts of things just with our spending. You know, I hear that the Jewish dollar goes through the Jewish community like maybe 5, 6, maybe 7 to 8 times before it leaves the community. The same with the Asian community, the Hispanics, everyone else. They support their community. See, they have the concept. They have that concept. What is that principle of Kwanzaa? I think it's a Kuchicha Galia, which is corporate economics. I think it's that one. Well, guess what? They don't even celebrate Kwanzaa, but they understand the concept. Now, some of us, we claim to go to Kwanzaa ceremonies and all this, but we still don't support each other. We still don't support black businesses. We still don't support. Yeah, now I'm really starting to get on my high horse. I'm getting on my box now, because I just really want us to change as a people. I mean, I love us that much. I really want us to change. I want us to stop with all this. And no, I'm not getting on people. It's not. Hey, if it's nothing wrong with buying a pair of rims and nothing like that, getting a paint job for the car. By all means, go right ahead and do that. Hey, classic cars, whatever. Nothing wrong with that. Exactly, Kai Watts. You're right about that. We don't value our own goods and services. We don't. And we always look at each other skeptically. We look at each other like we're going to rip each other off. I mean, and unfortunately, there are some of those among us who have done that. But we're not all like that. And this is just one of the things with us as a people that just needs to be dealt with. We need to deal with a lot of issues. The problem with us is that we don't like to deal with our issues internally. And the thing about us is that we don't have a code at all. We are not on code. We always air each other out in public. We don't keep nothing in house. You ever grow up at home? You know, your parents tell you, no, don't put family business out in the open. Well, we find a way to embarrass each other all the time, whether it be on YouTube or the Real Housewives or Hollywood or Love and Hip Hop, any of that other stuff. You always see the dysfunction of our community. That should never ever hit the airwaves. That's something that should always be in house. But we don't have a code as a people. We don't keep our dirty business out of the spotlight. And it is really unfortunate. I mean, but once again, these situations are going to probably happen to where we won't have no choice. Where the situations are going to make us learn to get along. We don't have no choice but to get along. The situation's it's going to happen. I put it to you this way. When Trump first got in office, you might think I'm crazy for saying this, but listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth very carefully. I kind of looked at it as a positive experience, and I'll tell you why. Because it was the fire to light under us for us to get up and mobilize, to strategize with each other, to sit down and put our heads together and do things with one another, to do things for each other. That's what was supposed to happen. Because see, the last administration before Trump, 8 years, we just let our guard down in the black community. We thought it was one great big party. We let our guards all the way down. And look at what happened. It's like someone left the gate open to the hen house, and the foxes then got in and murdered everyone. We gotta do better as a people. We really do. We gotta go back to loving each other. We gotta definitely go back to supporting each other. That was one of the things we had in the 70s. We had a motto of Black Power. And say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud. And that's how we were as a people. Yeah, we need to restore that love. Like I said before, those among us who don't want to be a part with it, they don't want to be a part of the program, okay, let them go. Because we don't need no one among us that's not for us. And that goes for us. I don't care if their skin is as black as a chalkboard. If you don't have that in mind, if you don't have in your mind to come back and help better our community, then we don't need you. Let me read some of the things you all are saying. So Kaiwa said that during Jim Crow, we were required to buy our own goods and services, but we were better off economically. Yeah, we were, because we were in a situation to where we had to be, because we couldn't go up in the mainstream society and buy from their stores. They had too many whites only signs and stuff like that. So yeah, we were forced to do that. And what happened is, some of us, now that we crossed over and was able to live in their community, some of us didn't forgot all about the community and just turned their back and think, well, hey, I done made it now. And some of us are even naive and stupid enough to even believe that racism doesn't even exist. So yeah, Kyle Watts, that was yeah, you're right about that. Kyle Watts also said this: when integration happened, we believed that their goods were better. This is what led to us being consumers. Yep. We thought Obama was going, yep. You know what, Kyle Watts? It. That's exactly it. And you know what? I ain't gonna lie. I got caught up in the Obama mania. I did. I got caught up in it. Because I'm gonna be honest, not that there are any excuses, but my excuse was this, is that the fact that a black man had achieved the highest honor in the land in my lifetime, I thought that was something that was revolutionary. I thought that was something like that was never achieved before. And I looked at that as something that was legendary. But truth be told, he really didn't do anything for the community. One thing I will say that Obama did do, though, is he tried to find a way to get along with his enemies. He did decide to try to work with his enemies. And I will say this about the Obamas, but they brought a sense of elegance to the Oval Office. They did it that only in the way that black people can. So yeah, he brought some elegance and dignity to the White House. But that's just the type of people we are. But yeah, I mean, we got caught up. But yes, and yeah, I know Kai. I know he's not ADOS. He's not. Yeah, he's not. You're absolutely right. So now Michelle and his daughters, they would be qualified to be ADOS, but no, I know Barack himself is not ADOS. See, that was the whole purpose of ADOS, is for us to have something that we can deal with our issues, not the issues of Africans or Caribbeans, even though they are part of the diaspora. But yes, we do need to be more specific when it comes to these reparations and things. Because, see, we do need to take care of our immediate situation. We truly do. We need to take care of what it is that we have to have in our specific community. See, we are specific groups of black people. And we need to work on us. But yeah, you damn right. Cut the check. We do deserve it. And I don't care what people got to say. We deserve it. And I'm going to keep on talking about it. And I won't stop talking about it. But yeah, everyone. But it's now come up to an hour. And man, come on board and hear and have you all listen to me. I'm trying to do this more often, y'all. I really am trying to get up on here and work on my watch hours and be live as often as I can. I really do want to be on here as much as I can. But I thank you all for listening to me. You know, as usual, I just love you all for supporting me. But yeah, support me, y'all, at financially. I could use it. And the Patreon account is still in the works. And anyone who doesn't have a Patreon account, my advice, to monetize your own channel, get you a Patreon. Mine is in the works, but in the meantime, you all can support me at paypal.me/Collins. Support the channel. I really do appreciate it. I really do. But yeah, I thank you all for everyone for coming on here to hear me out and to just spend some time with me, keep me company. And y'all, just continue to move forward. And don't let no one ever stop you and tell you you can't achieve something. If you believe it, you can achieve it. And greatness, let me tell you something about greatness. When you look in the mirror in the morning, you're looking at greatness. You need to repeat that. Say that to yourself. You see greatness staring back at you. And then that goes for me also. Alright, Dolly, you do the same. Much love and respect to you as well. And much love and respect to everyone. I love every last one of you all. Dolly, Kai Watts, wonderful, excellent, Annette B. Silks. Who all else came on here? Yeah, everyone that came on here and listened to me, thank you all for showing up. I love you all. God bless you. Be safe. Amen.